Hey guys, welcome in. If you are new or just passing through to my channel, welcome. My name is Tam. I'm also known as the Enlightened Auntie. And if you are returning, welcome back, squad. I'm here today to do another general collective reading. We're not sign specific here. We're also gender fluid. So I might say you when I'm talking to them. I may say them when I'm talking to you. Put yourself in the story wherever you seem to fit. Remember that time and energy are fluid. So I could be talking about the recent past, the present, or the future. Take only the parts that resonate with you. Leave everything else behind. If you would like to book a personal, more aligned with your story, all of my information is below in the description box. You can go straight to my website, EnlightenedAuntie.com, to book a session with me. My books are always open. I invite you to join me. All right, guys, let's jump in. I hope everybody's doing well. I really tried to record yesterday, and the vibe was off. So I just stopped trying. Today, Pluto is out of Capricorn and at 0 degrees Aquarius, which is sitting on my north node. My north node is literally at 0 degrees Aquarius in my 12th house. So this is going to be a 20-year culmination going forward of an entirely new paradigm. My understanding with Pluto is, one, it's another one of those long cycle type things, similar to kind of like the lessons that we learn with Saturn. But it's a excuse me, oh my God, it's a generational theme as well. We are closing out a cycle that was initiated when it went into Capricorn in 2008. So we're closing out a massive, massive cycle. Take a look at your Capricorn house and see the themes that you've been transitioning through. And even though 2008 was, for some of y'all, you were, we're a little bit younger. But look back at where you were at that time and look at the transformation that you've experienced from then until now. Okay. Appreciate the journey and the lessons as well. All right, let's jump in, see what Spirit wants to talk about today. We'll see what's going on. I like it. Unfinished symphony and a change in the wind. Unfinished symphony is in the reverse, so this symphony is done and there is change coming. We like it. We like it. Tell me about the recent past. Round and round in the reverse and regeneration in the upright. I actually kind of like this. Now for this, in this context, I feel like regeneration. Oh, look at that. Regeneration for me in this context gives me the energy of having another opportunity. It's kind of like getting a second chance to do it right. Right? Because round and round, specifically in the reverse, and I actually like it in the reverse because that tells me that it's kind of like you're getting off the merry-go-round. You've been on this hamster wheel for a really long time. You've learned all the lessons that you need to learn. You do not need to go back and try to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to go back in there to, get a refresher course. You've learned everything you needed to learn within a certain cycle or a certain dynamic or a certain cyclical situation that you've been involved in, right? It's giving, because right now I'm in my mind's eye, I literally see like a hamster on a wheel, just running and running, and just I heard the rat race. Okay. Now going into the near future, I have fork in the road and time to go, so I feel like you're already pretty much, on your trajectory forward. We like it because the symphony is done and it is time for change. And you're moving on, and I feel like you're moving on because you're being divinely guided to do so. We like it. Tell me what's in the environment. We like it. Okay. Okay. Now, interestingly enough, there appears to be a situation or a relationship that you've been incredibly loyal to, that you've decided or have elected to no longer, you no longer have the desire to continue forward with it. And it could have something to do with the family dynamic, because the tribe for me always represents, a group of people, whether it's a friend group or, your family, your colleagues, or whatever. And what's interesting here is it feels very much like, because the very center card is clean it up. So there could be a dynamic within this relationship that, maybe went awry. It would require clean up on aisle 3. It would require some work to be done in order to kind of, correct things and clean things up. But I also get the sense here that you have a very healthy understanding, or I heard the word vision, like a healthy vision. I guess it's kind of the same context, because the way that I'm seeing this is like you clearly see these people for who they are. Like you don't have any kind of there's no false narrative playing in your head about who you're dealing with, or the people that you've been connected to. I'm also getting the energy here that you have maybe primarily been very like solo. You're not like these people, so you're on the outside of them. That it may also be apparent to other people as well, that you're not like, you're not like the rest. Okay. What's in the background? Okay. Interesting. I think in the background, it feels very much like, because I'm not even gonna lie, I think there is still like there's love here. It kind of gives like 2 of Cups energy. Like there's still love. Like while there may be, you may be distant, there may be some distance between you, but there's still love there. Like, I love you, but you got to be over there. I also feel like the person that is distanced from you, so it's either, I'm seeing it a couple of different ways. Like you may have a deep understanding that like this person or people may still have love for you, because I'm like I said, I have to talk about this part, because there is still love there, and I feel like there is, on some level, somebody has a deep knowing that there's still love there, right? Okay. However, it feels as though somebody can't move forward, or is choosing not to engage, choosing not to continue forward, because there's someone here who isn't very honest, who potentially wears a mask, may have some stuff to say, but isn't really being forthcoming about what's on their heart. And I feel like that admission, like if this person were to come and say whatever is on their heart, I think that would that would absolutely lend to the fact of there's something that needs to be cleaned up, or there's something that needs to be, addressed. There's someone here who just refuses to, initiate, or refuses to have this conversation, or refuses to be honest. Okay. I feel that, collective, you may also have because I'm saying you see it for what it is. So, and I'm saying that because I also feel like you are looking at this from a really grounded but detached space where, you're grounded in your reality and your truth. I feel like you are also feeling very secure. You're at one. That sounds so crazy, and I'm not going to say that. Swear there's like people in my head that are arguing about the words that I need to say. I have to say it a very specific way. Okay. Thank you. I've just been given permission to say it my way. So it feels as though I feel like you've been able to kind of peel back the layers of the emotions that, may have been in play dealing with these people or this person. Okay. I think you've been able to peel back your emotions in order for you to look at something in a more logical way. But I feel like you can also see kind of the higher orchestration of how things have played out while being at a distance from it. Okay. And I feel like having done that, having the ability to kind of peel back the emotions has allowed you to start making your movement forward. Even though there's still a little bit, I do feel like there's someone here specifically there's a little bit of hesitation. Um, it's kind of giving me like Fool and the Moon. Like somebody wants to take this leap to make, to move on. But they're a little bit freaked out because they're not really sure what's on the other side of that movement. That's actually been coming up a lot in some of my client readings. Like there's changes that are brewing. And you got to make some moves, but because you're not really sure what's on the other side of the moves you need to make, you might be a little apprehensive to actually move forward. But I see that you do eventually make the decision to just keep going. We like it. All right. What are the fears and concerns? Ooh. All right. So I do see that somebody here is... Okay. The way that I'm seeing it, somebody is... I want to say there's a struggle with going with the flow, but I feel like part of the concern is that someone is worried about... It's kind of like being... Because the way I heard it is like being wrangled back in. So there's a little bit of stress, heavy emotions, but there's a little bit of stress around it. Being wrangled back in. Being wrangled back in. So collective, the way that I'm hearing it, it's almost like you don't want a reconciliation. You don't want to revisit it. You don't want to go back. You don't want to go back. You don't want to revisit. You already know what it is. But I do think that you're a little bit concerned. There is some like subconscious concerns, and it does feel very emotional, but it feels like really heavy, like heavy emotions. Honestly, I would just recommend not to even be worried about it. And I'm saying that because it's kind of giving off that law of attraction kind of energy. So like if you don't think about or worry about like the potential of reconciliation, if that's not something that you want, child, don't think about it. Maybe we are creating our own realities right here. We're not thinking about shit we don't want in our lives. So if you don't want reconciliation, you're not really trying to like, you know, bridge the gap and kumbaya. Child, don't think about those people. Don't think about the situation. Don't, like, let it go. Let it go. Let it do whatever it's doing. It's starting to crumble and break down. Let it. Let it. Stop focusing on it. Okay. Blockages. Yeah, you've been letting the possibility. So somebody here, I mean, take it wherever you are. Somebody here has been hyper focused. Part of the blockages of being able to move forward has been the fact that somebody has allowed this scary potential of something that might not actually come to pass. Okay, you've been letting this shit live rent free in your head when really all you have to do is just listen to your intuition and follow your own internal compass. Okay, stop being freaked out or worried about something that isn't really on the menu right now. If it ain't on the menu right now and it's like not right here in your face, child, don't worry about it. Literally, don't worry about it. Yes. Stop worrying about it. It's just now I'm just getting more confirmation. You've been letting this thing live rent free in your head. You need to stop focusing on the things that you do not want to happen and start focusing on what's next. The steps that you need to take, the building blocks, the creation of your foundation. Continue. You've been working on yourself, you've been healing. Keep up with that work. Continue doing that work. Continue building onto your own personal foundation so that nobody can come in and just, you know, ramrod you and you know, kind of come into your life and take over the show. Okay. Get out of your head though. Definitely get out of your head, especially as it relates to, because here's the thing. And I do see this in a different way, because if somebody really wanted to reconcile, if that reconciliation was really on the table, then what would have to take place is somebody would have to do the work. And we've talked about this before in other readings. Somebody would have to actively take the steps necessary to bring that reconciliation about. If you don't actually see anybody taking steps to make that happen, why are you so worried about it coming? Because I get the impression that this is not a relationship that you want to revisit. You're like, yeah, I'm good. I'm done. So if you're good and you're done, stop worrying about it coming back to drag you back into the fold. Don't worry about it. Start focusing on the things that you need to be focused on. I just heard trust in God. Like, cause I have energy here of somebody who's like very much in their head. Very, very, just very, very much in your head. And I feel like I do see I just tingles on top of my head. I do see God's presence here. And God is trying to just get you to just woosah, bring it back, okay? It's almost like I want you to see. It's almost like God saying, like, I want you to see, like, you're here worried about, like, oh my God, what if they wrangle me back in? But because you've already done the work, now I'm getting channeled messages. Okay, thank you. Keep going. If you've already done the work on yourself, you've healed, we're doing the work. We've been doing the work, right? We've also surrendered certain relationship dynamics because we know they don't work for us. In order for certain people to be back in our energy, certain things would have to happen. If you don't actually see those things happening, that's why I keep saying I'm going back, because I see it here. If you don't see somebody, if you know that you are not, that work is not meant for you to do, and you don't actually see them doing any kind of work to try to come towards you and correct it, stop fixating on this. Do not worry about it. Because that's what this whole thing is. You are worried about something that's not actually happening right now in real time or in your face. If you don't see it, child, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Damn, the lesson. Orphaned in the upright with the soulmates in the reverse. The interesting thing about this is, and I've talked about it because we know that the dynamic here, regardless of the nature of the relationship or who that person is specifically in your life, whatever relationship dynamic that is, it's a soulmate. Now, I don't feel like this orphan card, like the orphan card always has like such a sad energy attached to it. It does kind of come off like like a 5 of Pentacles energy. But I kind of feel like part of this lesson was for you to listen to God and go out on your own and do exactly what you were being guided to do. Heal, work on yourself, focus on the things that you actually love. Focus on the people that actually love you back. Like, the thing about it is, I feel like the biggest lesson was for you to find, I want to say, to really find solace in that isolation, in the opportunity, in the times that you were by yourself, like utilizing the time to focus on building your own foundation. That's what you were supposed to do. That's what you were supposed to do. And you were supposed to do it by yourself on your own. Okay. We'll take, oh, take all 4. Okay, I love it. So your best course of action. Okay. I need for somebody to stop questioning why someone. Okay. Say you are just generally loving and generous. Okay? We'll start there. You're generally loving and generous. Stop questioning why certain people that you have poured love into were unable to give you back that same kind of love. Okay? Because I still feel like, I honestly feel like you find abundance. And it's funny, the way when I move the cards around, they tell different layers of the story. But I feel like instead of being so hyper focused on the people that, turn their backs on you, the people who couldn't reciprocate your love and your energy, instead of being hyper fixated and focused on trying to, whether or not the potential of reconciliation may come about, like, it's not even something that you want. So, like, stop worrying about it. Okay. That's number 1. Number 2, ask yourself, why do you even like, no, I wouldn't. Don't ask yourself that. Don't. I honestly, I feel like you're being guided, and I think I've said this before. Like, you've chosen to just go where the love is. Keep going in that direction and stop focusing or worrying about why these certain people that you had poured love into just couldn't reciprocate that energy back to you. Because regardless, you're still gonna be abundant, and you're gonna be abundant without this person, without these people. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. You're going to be fine. I love it. Okay. Let's clarify. Let's use the double deck. Yes. What did I say? Okay, unfinished symphony in the reverse with a change and a win. There's definitely something coming to an end. You're cutting out certain things. And by you making this decision, it's a very mind over heart decision. While you're making this decision, it's leading you straight to your 10 of cups. We love it. Oh, look at that. You've healed. You're healing. You know what? And I feel like, you know what's interesting? I just heard your healing has triggered somebody's ego, something wicked. Something wicked. And I think what it is because you are, I feel like you're showing up more authentically. Like you don't wear a mask. You don't, this may also feel too, this also kind of feels like because you've healed, you now may have the ability to see underneath someone else's mask. Okay. And interesting, because I said it down here, like even though you may be a little bit apprehensive to make this move, I definitely feel like you're walking away from like a long standing connection or relationship that had been built over time, but it just was not stable. It's not stable. And I also kind of, I'm going to clarify a little bit further. I also feel like there is something hidden here. There is something hidden. Something that's being hidden from you. It could have it could have something to do with a mother figure, your mother. Okay. We'll leave that. I am going to clarify that though. But it also does come across as like being like a little bit apprehensive to move away from situations, you know, your family dynamic or whatever, moving away because you don't really know what's going to be on the other side of that distance. I don't know what's on the other side. That's still the same energy here. All right. What's in the environment? Let's clarify. Wow. Now I love the fact that the all the glitters card is in the reverse because that means like you're seeing something for what it is, and it was clarified by the Ace of Swords. We like it. Okay. Interesting. I feel like someone here is very okay. Remember when I said like there's a cleanup. This tribe of people may be really, really disappointed. The way that I'm getting it, it feels as though collective, you're showing up, whether you're a man or a woman, you're showing up as the Empress. Okay. I feel as though there has been someone in the background, potentially manipulating how people view you. And I also feel as though people may also be getting some new information. So, because this for me feels like new information over here. This feels like the clarity. Folks are disappointed here because they may have perceived the collective in a different light because somebody in the background was manipulating them or manipulating the energy around you so that you could be perceived in a different way. But now people are getting clarity and they're disappointed, particularly in their own behavior. because now it's being illuminated. The sun is right here in the background. Now it's being illuminated. So now people can really see what they were dealing with. All right, let's talk about the background. Okay, so somebody here is kind of, they're worried. There's a little bit of stress here, stress and anxiety. Okay, remember when I said, because I have the Emperor out here. Remember I said this person up here was trying to manipulate the way that people saw the Empress, whether you're a man or woman. Remember, we embody both. So it's kind of like people trying to paint you as not being who you are, but down here, even they know who you are. And I feel like other people that are connected are now seeing who you are. This person is stressed out, especially if they've been telling lies. They're stressed out. Oh, look. Oh, look. Okay. So yeah, okay. So whatever these people have been doing, or whatever they had done, they don't have any recourse. Like there's no protection out here for them. They can't defend themselves for their behavior or whatever they did, especially if they were doing some work against you. Excuse me. Especially if they were doing work against you. Now, I also get the energy here too that potentially there had been some money, like money exchanging hands, money. I do feel like there's been some kind of money exchange, but I'm trying to figure out, like, to whom is it going to, or where did it come from? I also get the energy here too. This in particular makes me feel as though somebody was trying to make you, like, this. People can see. Okay, so if somebody was spreading rumors or lies about you, your work, I feel like it's being seen here that even if, because this right here gives me, though you may be afraid to take a leap, like, you've still done it. People can see, and they can see the work that you do, whatever it is you do. So it's kind of like going against the status quo. It's kind of like people saying, like, no, you can't do that. And you're like, I'm scared to do it because it looks weird to other people. Like, other people are potentially judging me, but still doing it, and doing it scared, and people can see it. That's for somebody. But whatever has been done to make you walk away from these people, they can't defend themselves, and they're very disappointed in their own behavior. Now, I do get the sense that somebody may want to. Okay, so that's this. Because this Ace of Cups could absolutely be like a new beginning, a new cycle here. But this also talks to me too about self-love. So I think because now maybe in the past you didn't necessarily operate from a space of self-love, so maybe you couldn't really understand what was going on in your life, but now that you do love yourself, you can actually see the orchestration of how things played out in your life to get you to where you are right now. Like now you understand some of the decisions that you made. You know, you make a decision, it takes you from point A to point B, then you get here and you make another decision based on the circumstances, and then it gets you from B to C. I think now you're in it's a byproduct of that loving yourself. Now you can look back and look at your life and look at how things have played out, and you can kind of identify like, okay, I needed to go through this. It led you back to yourself. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, I can get with that. Some of y'all are worried about that witchy woman. You're worried about the secrets. I think you're also worried about some things that you may not be aware of. You may be worried. Oh, this is a lot. Somebody here is worried about what they don't know. But if you don't know it, why are you worried about it? Does that make sense? Like, why are you worried about something that you don't absolutely know? If something's being hidden from you, and say, Spirit, please help me explain this. Because I heard an example coming from out of the comments. Because I know some of y'all like asking about the inheritance, and sometimes the inheritance is not monetary. We actually haven't talked about, because I haven't used my kippers in a while, but that's what this feels like. It's almost like you're worried about something that's being hidden, like you can't see it. This also could be too. Okay, the other thing is, if somebody is like telling lies about you or whatever, why are you worried about the lies that are being told? Like, why are you worried? Like, all of that. Like, part of you is worried about this, reconciliation that may or may not actually occur. Some of you are worried about the lies that have been told, things that have been done to cause you blockages, and things that have been done that you are unaware of because it's been done under the cover of darkness. Would it make a difference if you knew? And I'm only asking that because you've already made your decisions, right? Whatever it is, you've already decided, you're already walking away, you've already chosen to do whatever you're doing. Would it make a difference knowing the truth, other than satisfying your ego? Honestly. Would it make a difference if you knew the truth? Would it matter? You have your truth. So would it matter if you knew anything else additional? Would it change anything? You ain't got to answer me, but ponder that question for yourself. Would it make a difference? Especially since you've already made the decision to sever ties. So part of the blockage, like I said, you've been letting this shit live rent free in your head. But it's the same energy, 8 of Cups and the 10 of Swords. You're like, you're stressed out about the actual movement away from it. And I think because you allow it to live in your head rent free, you haven't actually like removed yourself emotionally. There's still an emotional component here. It's still living in your head rent free. Baby, charge that shit some rent. Get paid for it at least. Just saying. Yes. And what you need to release, okay. Because what I say, you're dealing with anxiety, and I see it here with this 10 of Wands. Like, here's the thing. I feel like you've done all that you could do. So now it's time. And I kind of what this feels like, it feels almost as if you have decided to take on the burden of like all of the worry and concern and everything. Because right now, like I said, it's living rent free in your head. I don't know what's going on that side. So, I mean, I do. But based on what we got on the board right now, this feels more like cutting your losses and focusing, turning that focus on back to yourself, listening to your intuition, minding your business, staying quiet about the plans that you have moving forward. Like, don't even worry about it. And the lesson here was for you to keep on going because the person that you were dealing with has not changed. They haven't changed. They haven't evolved. And holding on isn't going to help you. Yeah, best course of action. I like the perseverance. I like the fact that because through your perseverance, that's where you find the victory and success. That's where you overcome all of the conflicts internally and externally. You're not focusing on the people, you're focusing only on what makes you happy. Um, what did I say? I said something about like you're letting something live rent because that's what I'm seeing here. You're letting something live rent free in your head. Stop letting it live rent free in your head and go make some money off of it. That's tea for somebody. Go make some money off of that. Write a book. Tell the story. Star. Tell the story. And I will tell it's interesting because when I went through because kind of what this looks like to me, it kind of reminds me of like the after effects of my Saturn return. Because uh once Saturn moved out of Gemini and into Cancer, and my husband and I like got our relationship back on board and everything. This here feels exactly like the period of time when I was blogging. So I used I blogged from 2005 to like 2010 maybe. And I was very, very active as a blogger. And it kind of, for me, blogging was like free therapy. I talked about, and at that time, my parents and I were estranged. And so for me, and it was then my stepdad had passed. And so I used my platform to talk largely about what I had experienced, what, my relationship had turned into with my mother, and just the things that I was going through at home, having to, had my second child and didn't really have the support of a village. Like we were kind of on our own. And how we were able to we at that time were looking at life like it was us against the world. And this energy here feels very much like that perseverance, like tapping into what you love, focusing on the things and the people that love you, and finding healing, because that blog was really, like I said, it was free therapy. It was me talking about all of the experiences that I had been through. But not only was it healing for me, it was also healing for the people who I connected with, because we were all going through very similar experiences. Similar to the way that I've connected with people on, Twitter, X, whatever. Same thing, I tell little aspects of my life and my story because I know that I'm not the only person who has experienced it. And I know that my healing journey directly impacts the healing journeys of the people who connect with me. So monetize it. Go make some money off of it. Just saying. All right. Let's do one more pass. This is actually a really good reading. I would just say, like, yeah, here's the thing. I feel like the reason why this unfinished symphony, you're deciding to cut out the relationships and connections that were emotionally unsupportive to you in order to find your 10 of cups. Yes. And it very well may have something to do with family, because this is not, it hasn't been, it wasn't your ideal situation. Um, it wasn't an ideal situation for you. And I feel like by you removing yourself, it has allowed you to heal. Yeah, there is still, I'm going to I really want to clarify this, because like I said, it could have something to do with the mother or mother figure. But there may be some illusions or some type of confusion. There could be something here hidden, and there could be something of monetary value involved. Hmm. So somebody, oh, okay. Okay, remember I said over here, I was like, there's a little bit of, there's some confusion, or there's something hidden over here. Now I see up here. It looks as though somebody took some hasty action. Um Somebody purposely took some action to betray you. Okay? But the betrayal also marks a huge ending, because it's that betrayal that causes you to sever ties completely. I also feel as though whatever has been done. Okay, remember when I said, now, because now I'm looking at this in a different way. Because remember I said this tribe of people, they're feeling regretful for something that they did. It does have something to do with finances or some type of a windfall or an opportunity that may have been meant for you. There was an offer here. There's a truth coming out about an offer that was being made. Somebody may have intercepted this offer or prevented you from getting it. Mm-hmm. Look at the lies. So somebody is definitely worried about lies coming out about something that they've done. Somebody took some action, thought they knew what they were doing. And this person, I want to say they did it, and there was some malice behind it. There was some jealousy, there was some anger. Mm. So they decided to go after you. I want to say too that this person may have also been trying to, ooh, wow. Okay, now I'm getting another layer here. Somebody here may have also, because now I'm getting my juju cards out here. I see them. Somebody here may have purposely tried to like slow you down or to create endings. And I heard the word pressure, but I'm not even really sure how that applies, because it feels like what they were trying to do is to create a bunch of endings or stagnation in your life, and that energy would like create some kind of pressure on you. Okay. Mm-hmm. But look at you. You're in a very you're in a very stable space. You could be in a very stable environment. You may have created that stable environment for yourself. Yes, that's interesting, because I have Between Worlds, and this Eight of Cups is kind of like to the side. Um You walked away from these people. You know what? It does kind of feel like somebody may want to come back. I've said this before. It's like somebody from this group here, because I do see somebody is very disappointed. They all could be feeling this way, or one particular person in the group could be feeling this way, but somebody from this tribe is feeling very disappointed in their behavior. Yep. Somebody here was trying to slow your work down or to create some type of stagnation. It's almost like this could have been like some type of mental manipulation, some type of mental magic to, like, I heard, put the fear of God in you. That's weird. Because you don't really have, you don't have any reason to fear God. You listen to God and you listen to God's directives. So you move because God tells you to move. This person don't know who they working with or working on. They didn't want you to find any success in the work that you do, though. Mm-hmm. Oh, I love it. 6, 7, 8. Okay. Wheel of Fortune in the upright. We love it. Okay. So, clarifying the fears, I feel like you've been maybe worried about, I want to say there's a concern, or you've been concerned about your stability, or somebody here is concerned about their stability once you walk away. Somebody here, you may be, oh, this is a lot. So you could feel, like I said, somebody here was really struggling to go with the flow, being worried about some type of the possibility or potential of reconciliation with somebody. You may also be concerned about, like, lies or secrets that have been hidden from you. But again, I'm going to ask the question again. If you don't know what you don't know, then why are you worried about it? Okay. Part of your blockages, you do have somebody here that is stalking you and watching your every move. Okay. But this also too could be part of your blockage. Maybe the fact that some of y'all might still be, like, kind of mad about the situation. And what you need to release is you need to just release this whole situation. Let it go. Somebody here, you might have been holding on to it a little bit tighter because I said it's been living in your head rent free. So it's time for you to, like, finally just, like I said that before, to just let the burdens go, because you're carrying this burden, not the other person or other people. And I want to say part of this lesson here was learning from your past. Learning from your past. Okay, story time real quick, just in this section, because I mentioned it briefly about, like, when I had my second son and my husband and I was estranged from my folks, and me and my husband were kind of like us against the world. And this energy, it kind of reminds me of when, at the time when my mother and I did get back into contact, or whatever, it was after my dad had died. And because it was my mother, I never really questioned the distance or anything. I just wanted to have my mom back in my life because she's the only mother I had. I'm her only child, so. But I recognize now, compared to, back then, I allowed her to come back into my life. I didn't ask any questions. I was just, happy to have her back. And I didn't address the elephant in the room. I saw the elephant and I just kind of went, okay, we're just going to pretend that it's not there and we're just going to keep on going. That was the mistake that I made before. If she were to come back this time, I wouldn't make that same mistake. This time, it wouldn't be there wouldn't be an opening, like, honestly, because I already know that there's not a whole lot of change there. So, and also because there hasn't been any actual work done to try to rebuild or reconnect. As far as I'm concerned, as the child in the dynamic, it is not my responsibility to bridge the gap. When you've got when you've got parents and you've got adult children, I do not believe that it is the responsibility of the adult children to bridge the gap. It is the responsibility of the parent to make that happen. And if the parent doesn't do shit about it, baby, don't you do shit about it either. Don't do shit about it. Because here's the thing, their best course of action, this truly is about not giving to people who are not giving to you. Don't extend yourself to people who don't extend themselves to you. People they reap what they sow. The only way towards change and growth is by actually putting in the work. Six of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune. You want some kind of real change in the dynamic, they got to actually put the work in. They actually got to put in they got to give some of that sweat equity. They got to actually make something happen. And so if you don't see any kind of work, if you don't see any kind of energy being extended, you don't see any type of effort being extended, you don't do nothing. You don't do anything. No matter what, as long as you focus on what you love, the things that, and the people, you focus on what you love and what loves you back, you're going to get the victory. And a Wheel of Fortune in the upright. You're going to get the victory automatically. I love it. I love it a lot. All right, let's grab some index cards. Take a little off of this stack. We'll take a little off of this stack. All right. Where are we time-wise? Ooh, almost an hour. All right. Someone's mask is falling off. They cannot hide anymore. Your light pisses off their demons. You're releasing mental burdens for good. Somebody's lies are coming to the surface. The month of May may be of significance. Could be dealing with a Taurus or a Gemini. Ooh. Their offer is a distraction. Someone says, "Can you ever forgive me?" Someone is spreading gossip, lies, and rumors. Someone is acting like a victim. This is the close of one chapter and the onset of another. You are protected. You are one of God's chosen ones. They have been warned to stop. There's stolen money out here. Somebody uses others for advancement. Someone could be experiencing travel restrictions. Someone here is unfaithful. Someone is verbally, emotionally, and mentally abusive and cannot be trusted. Spirit tested them and they failed. Someone here has been trying to affect your solar plexus chakra. Somebody's been engaged in illegal activities. There's a foster child or foster care may be of significance. Somebody is heartbroken. Somebody exhibits risky behavior. Someone has been trying to alienate and isolate you. Aries may be of significance. There's a toxic parent or grandparent. Somebody wanted you to be homeless and alone. Someone says, "I don't know how you do it." The month of July could be of significance, could be dealing with a Cancer or a Leo. So we have Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo. A foster child, a toxic parent or grandparent. And right in the center is stolen money. And all the cards that are connected to stolen money is, can you ever forgive me? And Spirit tested them and failed. Child. All right. I'm going to leave it there, guys. If any parts of this reading resonate for you, gave you confirmation or clarity over your own situations, please give the video a thumbs up so we can circulate into the algorithm and get this in front of the eyes that need to see it the most. If you would like to book a personal more aligned with your own story, all of my information is below. I'm still running this special on live sessions for 1/11/11 until the end of the month. And I'm also, people are also starting to book their predictions going forward into 2025. I have a 6-month offering and I also have a 12-month offering. So if you're interested in that, get in where you fit in, because those bookings are also limited as well. I love you guys. Maybe I might do another one. I still have a little bit of time. I might do one more reading. But I hope everybody's doing well. I love you guys. Until next time, take care.